Hi guys, John the Firearms Instructor, and welcome back to our channel. I'm glad you're here. If you're new to the channel, my name is John Johnson. I'm the owner and operator of a firearms training facility in beautiful Cape Coral, Florida. If you're one of our loyal subscribers, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate you following a family-owned business through the YouTube journey. You guys have helped us tremendously by subscribing so much. There's almost 26,000 of you, and we truly appreciate it. I'm humbled every day when I look at YouTube and I'm getting all these comments and from subscribers and telling us how much we've helped them. It's pretty humbling, to be honest with you. I love this. This is a passion of mine, to teach people to shoot, and I love educating. We started this channel years ago for the purpose of education, entertainment, and just getting the word out about firearms training and how well we can do it. And we're very fortunate we have you guys. So today we're going to be talking about the 21-foot rule. You saw me start out this morning with the target at 21 foot, IDAP target. It's got the 00s. I had the 21 foot out there. Look at that. I pulled one myself this morning, so it's part of the game of pulling the trigger once in a while. Excuse the fan noises we have in the back. Air conditioning. I took a little crap on Saturday, and we got a new one coming. It's pretty hot back here. So I wanted to talk to you today about the 21-foot rule. I don't know if you know what the 21-foot rule is, but this is somewhat of one of those concept of a self-defense circle that you need to put you and your family in. And that in it, if you kind of think, if you're standing in the center of that circle, there is a circle around you that you need to identify everything, everyone, and anything that's in there that could threaten you, your life, or your wife, or your family, or anything else like that. But the true 21-foot rule was set into the academy. The cops were using it to give them a reactionary distance that they could identify a threat, make a decision, and engage. And they put 21 foot as that distance because they felt that the proper trained officer could identify a threat, make a decision, and engage in 1.2 to 1.7 seconds. You know, ideally, in a realm of bad guys all wear orange and everyone else wears a different color, that would make perfect sense. But you're trying to identify what the bad guy's thinking without knowing what the bad guy's thinking. So we need to get as much advantage as possible to us and help us identify the threats that are around us. So I'm going to give you a couple of ideas here today to work on. Look at people's hands. If I stood right next to you, I mean in your zone, in your face, you would feel somewhat uncomfortable. And this is what I want that 21-foot zone to be. If you took your arm and you went out like this and you went all the way around you, that zone, that close zone like that, you don't want to be anybody in that zone, right? When in that zone, you're going to feel uncomfortable. So as we get further and further out, we need to think about what weapons could be used against us in a situation like that. So the 21-foot rule was really set in for an edge weapon. An edge weapon is a knife, a razor blade, or anything that has something that has an edge on it that could cut or kill an officer. And that edge weapon, you should be somewhere between 20 and 25 feet away from the assailant at all times. Ideally, what we're trying to do is identify what's in people's hands. Now, of course, Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee and all those guys could kill you with their feet as well, but most people aren't Jackie Chan. Most people aren't MMA fighters. Most bad guys aren't doing anything like that, but what they have in their hands can hurt them. So when I go around town and I'm walking and I've got my zone and I'm paying attention to everything, I'm always identifying their eyes, looking what they're looking at, and their hands. And that's going to help you identify if there's something in their hands that can harm, hurt, or maim, or kill us. And that's going to give us, because every second we have, or every foot we have past 21 foot, it's going to cause that bad guy to get to you it's going to take more time, in other words, right? We're trying to lengthen the distance from the bad guy to us and be able to recognize and react. The reactional gap, the reactionary gap is from you to the bad guy. I put those 4 rounds. This one here was pulled. I don't know if that was the first one or mid one or whatever it was. Kind of got a little loose in my hand. But I would have won that. But of course the bad guy was standing still. Do you imagine if he was running towards me and I have to keep my distance? See, the whole idea of the 21 foot is you to continuously keep that 21 foot gap between you and the bad guy. So this is where stance is going to help tremendously, because it's going to allow us, when we train, we want to have our feet shoulder width apart, bouncing on our knees and pushing the gun out in front of us, right? But we want to keep that reactionary gap between you and the bad guy, so you're going to continuously step away from the bad guy, not go towards him. And that's going to help us tremendously. It's going to allow us to get that proper reaction time we need. Is it going to take a firearm to stop this bad guy? Is it going to take cover, concealment? Is it going to take us having to use our feet to get away? Run, you know. We carry a weapon for 3 reasons. They are evade, escape, or engage. I've talked about these 3 E's before. And this is every time we get into a situation like this, engagement will always be last, not first. So let me give you some distances. One of the most distance I talked about is a firearm. And a firearm is a line of sight thing. If he can see you, you can see him. You are in the line of sight of that firearm. Doesn't mean he's going to be able to hit you with the bullet. Bad guys don't train. You know you train hard enough. And sometimes you're just not accurate, right? In a high-stress situation, your body's going to shut off anything that's not essential. And you may go to tunnel vision. And you need to have this firearm become muscle memory to you. Loading, racking, seeing your sights and everything else like that's got to be. Point shooting at 21 foot is kind of hard to do. You're going to have to use your sights in there. Any distance in between here and there, point shooting could be used. Something you need to practice. Edge weapons, knives, machetes, pair of scissors, anything else. That's 20 to 21 foot. Impact weapons, baseball bats, broomsticks, pull cues. That's 10 to 12 feet. Keep your distance from them, plus the length of the weapon. That's got to keep that in mind. And then hands and feet. Hands, feet, fist. Those are 3 to 7 feet. Unless the guy's, the tallest guy in the world or something like that. He may have a little longer feet. Reactionary gap, or the 21-foot rule, is something you need to make sure you're practicing in your head. It's pretty easy to do. You don't need a firearm for it. You can just go through Walmart or anything else like that and start identifying. My wife and I play a game all the time. We'll go into a store and I will identify somebody I think that just looks kind of funny or whatever, and I'll ask her afterwards, did she see him? And then I'll try to take a picture of him just for my own purpose. So we try to play the game who we think the bad guy is in the store. I know it seems silly and it's pretty bad, but the idea of it, the more we train like that, the more we think about like that, the more we can get our head around it. Don't ever think the ostrich thing, head in the sand, it's not going to happen to me. It surely could happen to you. The world's not getting any nicer. It's getting worse and worse. So make sure you have the ability to protect yourself, identify the threat, and make a decision and engage. You'd like to learn more, you can always book one of our classes. You can always visit our YouTube channel, watch more of these videos. But until next time, God bless, be safe, and remember, you are your first line of defense. Guys, do not forget our YouTube Live. This week's Live is all about a home defense plan. What's your home defense plan? What is it? What do you need in it? and why you should have it is going to be on Tuesday night, next Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Make sure you're there. If you have friends or family, don't forget to share our Facebook page, our YouTube page, and anything else that we have on here. We would truly, truly appreciate it. God bless, be safe, and have a great night.